That's the video and stuff. Audio.
Everything seems to be better. Are you guys getting anything worse, better?
Sounds
Well, that
better.
reverberation thing. It does sound better. You're clearer. Maybe you just need to turn your volume down or something.
It's probably an action.
Anywho.
Well, apparently we're live.
Oh yeah, I made us live a while ago.
Oh crap. Okay.
Yeah, sorry folks. I may or may
I'd
not
like
have been
to point out-
slightly distracted by episodes of True Detective, now on Blu-ray.
I'd like to point out to everyone watching that us all wearing green at the same time was completely unplanned. Unintentional.
Now everybody all together now in brightest day and blackest night.
No evil shall escape my might.
Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light. I'm not wearing my ring.
None of us are. We're
Oh wait,
really
now
bad lantern Cole.
I take that back. Now I remember I am wearing my ring. That's just not where I put it.
Wrong color for me, sadly.
What are you talking about? You're Irish.
Yeah, I know. But
All will be well.
Don't tell me you got
John
tell me
took
you
that
bought
quiz
the
long
orange
time
ring.
No. I ended up with a blue ring.
Yeah, all will be well. St. John.
Orange, one of the few oaths I actually memorized, because it's easy.
Mine.
That's not it.
Mine.
That is not it. All the oaths have the same structure. It's but close though. The actual Orange Lantern oath, to dispel some myths, is what's yours is mine and mine and mine, and mine and mine and mine and mine, and mine not yours.
Say Lex Luthor was my favorite Orange Lantern.
Well, there's only two. You know, it's
Yeah, I know,
weird
and
in
Lex
a
Luthor's
weird
my
way.
favorite.
In a weird way, you do kind of have to love Larfleeze. I don't know why. He's about as despicable a character as you can get, but something about him is just lovable. He was in the cartoon!
You got me on that one. I mean, I think it'd be interesting to make Venom an Orange Ranger. That'd be really interesting.
Yeah, let's see.
I know it's cross comics, but I don't care.
No. Right now, I don't think he'd get an orange one. I mean, Flash Thompson is currently Venom. Hard to figure out exactly what he'd get. He'd definitely be able to use the well, at least the symbiote can use the yellow ring. Ooh, I think he could have two rings.
Technically,
One for
yes.
Flash and one for the symbiote.
Yep.
Well, it's like, wonder what Flash would get. Probably Hope. I could see Flash as a Blue Lantern. Probably would be more surprised by that than anyone else, but anyway.
He was.
Interwebs.
He was.
Greetings, programs.
Welcome to High Class Geek News. I am your friendly neighborhood geekazoid, Evan. With me today is the Odin's son, Chasen. Say hi, Chasen.
Giggity.
And, of course, everybody's favorite angry leprechaun / monkey, John.
Giggity goo.
Giggity giggity. Anyway.
All right.
Yep. Our researcher David has given us plenty of news, as well as me actually throwing in a couple little things. I believe at the last thing I said about stuff he put in was that I officially now owe him a six-pack. Oh. But let's start with our main story today. This is one that actually another friend of mine, he wasn't researching for us, but it wound up on the Facebook feed via him. And it's something that personally affects us. So this has to be main. YouTube is considering pretty much just deleting from their archives all independent video, sticking only to professional video, and starting a subscription program. They're saying to compete with Netflix and other streaming services.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to fly. I mean, YouTube's entire audience and 90% of their, freaking support base is independent film. So if they start removing the independent works off their site, you know, they're going to lose big time. I mean, that's not even a smart business plan. The smart business plan would be to start a secondary service with kind of the way Netflix did when they split their services. Start a secondary service for independent film and offer that on a prescription or a subscription basis.
I have a better idea. Don't try to make money off of us poor folk. Make money off of the big businesses. Here's what you do. You act as a sort of online independent talent agency. I mean, some of the best filmmakers of the next generation are clearly on YouTube. I have seen some amazing things from people who basically had to work with nothing but like a shitty cell phone camera, a stick of gum, and maybe a paperclip or two. And they've come up with things that look better and are more convincing than what big movie theaters or big movie studios are spending to make big budget films. I mean, for God's sakes, most of the best CG I see is done by some guy in his spare time on the internet and then put it up as a YouTube video.
Yep, pretty much.
If they like put into that little agreement that hey, we'll like try to get if your video has a certain amount of views or something, or if we get good feedback in the comment section, or as good as you can get in the YouTube comment section, we'll start shopping your stuff to like Fox Studios, Warner Brothers. We're gonna say you might be the next big frickin' thing. Do on purpose what MTV in the '80s did on accident.
The YouTube audience is pretty much based on the fact that we can watch free stuff, or all of the free YouTubers out there that are putting stuff out because they really want to see people laugh. All of that would go away, and it would alienate the base with YouTube.
Jason, I hate to tell you this, but something about your feed, you're basically doing the best Max Headroom impersonation in internet history.
I catch the wave.
I mean, there are
seeing him in Orphan Black. Sorry, go ahead, John.
YouTube already has something very similar going on, where you have the major channels like Machinima and Nerdist that are picking up the independent people. Like a friend of mine from work here actually has his channel in conjunction with Machinima, and he just does online gameplay, which I think we're going to see a lot of that coming, and possibly people making some money off of that. I mean, but then again, I know several people that do the same with Twitch, and now that Twitch is owned by YouTube, I think YouTube may be pushing a lot of the more indie content over to Twitch, and then trying to keep YouTube more professional, and that just doesn't seem like a smart idea to me. It just seems like it's folly.
And what does it mean for amateurs like us? I mean, professionals. Low-income professionals like us.
If we're professionals, maybe next year we can get invited to E3.
Well, if we're professionals, then that means maybe maybe they'll start making people pay to watch us act like buffoons.
Actually, I think all I have to do is just put in for that partnership thing. Anyway, I still need to update our website and put these videos up there. I haven't done that in like 2 months. I'm really bad about that. To anybody who's gone to our actual site and are like, hey, why are you so behind on YouTube? It's my fault. I'm sorry. It's very difficult to do that. To actually run all the little projects we have on the site. We got more than you actually think we do. And have a full-time job that pays my bills because I'm not getting paid for anything with the site. One's a labor of love. The other one is a labor of labor. Anyway, moving on to movies. This week's theatrical releases: Mrs. Brown's Boy the Movie, and the horror film for everybody who was a child in the '80s, Transformers: Age of Extinction. I'm assuming that subtitle means Mark Wahlberg is in it. As for DVD releases,
at least
go
we
ahead.
get Grimlock this time. We're finally getting Grimlock, which I know a lot of folks are waiting for. But anyway.
And in DVD releases, we have Winter's Tale and 300: Rise of an Empire, the sequel that nobody asked for, but has Eva Green's tits.
Like we need another reason.
Like you can't find plenty of that already. She's French, people.
True.
Like literally the Modernist or something like that, one of the very first movies she ever did. She showed it all. There are better excuses to watch that. Hell, Sin City comes out later this year. She's playing the title character in A Dame to Kill For. I've read that comic. Believe me, you're about to see plenty of her. In glorious black and white. Apparently they already got into a little trouble with the MPAA for their original, their first poster, because you can see the outline of her tits, and maybe if you squint, look at it carefully, turn your head real quick, and use a lot of imagination, you might see a bit of an areola.
Sweet! Yes. Absolutely, I endorse that.
They're trying to bring it back. They were trying to bring it back to when we were kids, and the only way we could watch porn, because there was no internet, was to hope that a little bit would get through the static in the pay station.
Or Cinemax.
Where the pay station where we had to use our imaginations, where we really learned to appreciate abstract art.
Yeah.
That's why Art Generation
kind of makes you wonder.
Magic Eye.
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder how many auteurs are in the film industry as a direct result of just trying to sneak some porn out when they were like 12 or 13 years old.
Yeah, before the internet, what did we do? What did we do?
We watched a lot of Cinemax when Mom and Dad went to bed.
Oh yeah, the good stuff didn't come on until about 1 or 2 in the morning.
Well, it took a while for us to realize that if we wanted to watch porn that bad, they already have a stash.
My parents did not, because they were, so prudish. So prudish. So the best thing that I could possibly hope for was to be able to peruse HBO, Showtime, and Cinemax and kind of develop a rotating review of the amount of skin I was going to see based on what time of the night it was.
Okay, my here got their sex education from watching the Real Sex specials. Fuck you, John.
Yeah, Chase and I, no way. I learned mine the hard way, dating crazy women.
Learned yours the hard way.
John, I thought we'd agreed we were not going to open that closet again. They might be watching.
Once the closet's open, it can't be shut again. Moving on to our stories. And I'm not going to lie. This might not be the biggest movie story, but as I said when we were putting these together last night, personal fucking bias here, okay? It has been confirmed that Star Wars Episode 8, the one after the J.J. Abrams, will be written and directed by Rian fucking Johnson. For those who do not know that name, he is the writer-director of Brick, one of my top 5 all-time favorite movies, period, of all time. The reason I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt to this day. He is also the writer-director of 2012's Looper.
Yep. So we give this one too much metal for just one hand.
I'm so happy!
Somebody get Evan a towel.
Well, I mean, you got to consider the amount of money that they've got to, throw at this thing with the pumping power of Disney and now Lucasfilm as a quote subsidiary of it. I mean, they can pretty much buy anybody they want. They can probably resurrect dead directors from cinematography's past and be like, you know what? We resurrected you simply so you
oh
can
my
direct
God.
Star Wars.
Star Wars Episode 9, directed by Stanley Kubrick.
Star Wars Episode 9, directed by Hitchcock.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Well, that's going to completely take it into a whole other genre.
I don't know. I think the Rian Johnson thing will help to take care of those people who are bitching about J.J. Abrams, like how, he's going to ruin the Star Wars franchise like he did the Star Trek franchise, which to everybody who says that, this is one of those cases where I have to point out to the complainers they're an idiot. If you think J.J. Abrams is going to do a bad job because of what he did with Star Trek, healthy reminder, what he did to Star Trek was make it more like Star Wars.
Well, not only that, but I really think that he took a refreshing approach to the Star Trek series, and I've really enjoyed the work that he's done with it so far. And all of the purists and the naysayers, frankly, they're like old people. They're stuck in their time, and they can't move forward. And you know what we do with old things? We put it out to die.
Actually, I find it funny.
Bring that up again when we go to the comics to remind me of something. Go ahead, John. You were saying?
I was going to say, I find it funny. Most of the people I'm hearing complain about Abrams' work on Star Trek are not exactly what I would call Trekkies. They're weekend Trekkies. They're just looking for something to bitch about. I mean, most of my friends who are true Trekkies, yeah, they may not like some of the design choices or some of the character choices or the fact that they're rehashing old storylines, but they're just glad to see it on the big screen again.
Absolutely.
I say we just all come, as usual, me being the guy who likes to bring peace to everything, I say we just all focus on the one thing we all can agree on. Carl Urban is fucking awesome as Dr. Bones McCoy.
Oh, he's the second advent of DeForest Kelly, no doubt. No freaking doubt. It's uncanny. It is uncanny.
I even got to admit, I like Anton Yelchin as Chekhov. I do.
My only problem with his Chekhov is we don't have enough Chekhov in those movies.
and let's not forget the glorious Simon Pegg as Scotty.
No, God. With his little sidekick. Oh, yes, yeah. Moving on. Now, people need to stop worrying about J.J. Abrams ruining Star Wars. When Michael Bay is doing so much worse than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, even I have just given up at this point. This is the one that broke me. They have revealed the first image of Shredder. Or, as we like to call him, Captain Ginzu.
Yeah, he looks like some kind of reject from a late-night Ronco commercial.
It looks like somebody just looked at the Silver Samurai from the Wolverine from last year and went, we can do worse than that.
Oh, yes, they can, because then what they did is they rehashed the demon costume from Dragon the Bruce Lee story, rolled him in super glue, and then threw him into a vat of knives and just had him roll around it and get out. And they were like, oh, that looks good. We're going to put that on screen. We don't even need to CGI it. That's good.
God, it looks so bad. I was even willing to forgive that William Finchner, who is clearly a Caucasian, was playing a Japanese character because William Finchner is so awesome, he can kill damn near anything. I'd go with that. But no! There's fuck!
Mm-mm. Nope.
Michael Bay, get your dick out of my childhood.
Dude, it's already out. He's just making a mess on our backs now.
This is why we watch too much True Detective.
He'll leave us some money on the counter when he's done, and let's just move on.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, our childhood.
The money that he leaves behind is the dollar bill he rolled up to snort the coke off of our backs. Just
while he fucked
less of his cum. Anyway. And in weird news, they have released the very first cast photo for the NWA movie Straight Outta Compton, as well as the release date, which will be the 14th of August next year. And, wow, it's just the synopsis. I think it was the IMDb synopsis for the movie is gold. It's not an intentional comedy.
That movie's going to be on Netflix faster than you can blink.
No, you know as well as I do. There's going to be enough, I at least know at least one hardcore rap enthusiast who's going to watch it just out of obligation, if nothing else alone. He'll watch it for the same reason I saw Catwoman in the theaters.
I'm sorry, if you're going to make a film about an old-school rap group, let's make a Digital Underground film. They were so much better.
Run DMC.
Yes, Internet. Oh, yeah, Run DMC, we could do that. Let's make a movie about the Sugar Hill Gang. That'll be awesome, because then we get an awesome soundtrack.
Yeah.
Well, because frankly, we know what happened to NWA. They all got cleaned up and family specials on ABC Family.
Well,
Ice Cube. The last movie he did that I saw though was 22 Jump Street. I'm not sure how cleaned up you can say he got. He goes back and forth.
I was gonna say, it's like the old saying goes: you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
With a lot of zeros attached to the end of the check.
More like you either die a cop killer or you live long enough to see yourself in Are We There Yet sequels.
Yeah, I think I'm going to put myself out of my misery at that point. Just, no. Oh, God, no.
I suddenly don't blame him for doing that Kevin Hart movie. That's a step up.
I'm just waiting for Eddie Murphy's kids to grow up so he start doing, Eddie Murphy again.
He needs to grow up to do that?
His kids do.
Oh.
You ain't got no ice cream. You ain't got no ice cream. Ain't got no ice cream.
What he needs is some crazy-ass black pop star to go into his house at random times, calling him darkness and just kicking on his couch.
Michael Jai White?
No, I'm pretty sure Wesley Snipes is crashing with him now.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
So we're halfway there. Moving on. Television. We are, of course, keeping track of the Netflix series Daredevil, which will be the first of the Marvel series tying into the main universe. Even John is keeping track because we make him. And now John has a reason to masturbate to the Daredevil show. Rosario Dawson has been confirmed in the cast. From the looks of things, this is not as an established character. She's playing a character made for the show. Basically one of Hell's Kitchen's charity workers who basically winds up getting involved in Daredevil shenanigans, probably whether she likes to or not. And if you read the comic, you can pretty much figure out there's a good chance she'll wind up having naked time with Daredevil.
I just look at it this way. You act like I need a reason. It's Rosario Dawson.
I know, you already were talking. I know, Vincent D'Onofrio alone made you want to jerk off like right then and there. But
yeah, I know. I thought John was talking about Daredevil for a second. Oh. All right. Okay.
Just keep rewinding that dance scene from Clerks 2 over and over again where it has that little bounce. Bouncy, 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 bouncy.
I don't know. Personally, I'm a little upset because I think Rosario Dawson would have made an excellent Elektra. I don't care if she's not Caucasian. I would believe she's Greek just to see her play that role.
I would say she's going to play a female character, a female comic character. I'd kind of like to see her as Black Cat.
I'm saying if I had to put her in a Daredevil role.
Well, I
that's
guess
what she got picked for. Yeah.
This is where we.
I would not. The Black Cat thing would be weird. She would look weird with the white wig.
Yeah. It's just more the fact that, I don't see the point of filming a Daredevil scene, so.
I don't know. I really think she might have been more effective as I think she might have been more effective as a coked-out, aging streetwalker with a heart of gold that Daredevil has to somehow save, but in the end, she's not saved. And just ham it up. Ham it up!
Okay, no. No, and for a very good reason. Every fan of Daredevil knows what happens to Karen Page.
This is true.
And if you're going to have a coked-out character on there, it had better fucking be Karen Page. And it better be someone of at least Rosario Dawson's caliber playing her, because you got to do the before and after Karen Page, and that takes some fucking range.
We could do a nice crossover here and just bring her character from Sin City into New York.
Well, we have Frank Miller to blame for both of them, basically. I mean, let's be honest. We wouldn't know what Daredevil is today if it wasn't for Frank Miller.
Oh, let's be honest here. Rocket Raccoon has a 3-picture deal, and, he just couldn't pick up the character, so they got Rosario Dawson instead.
Actually, what makes me happy is Rocket Raccoon's getting his own series, being written and drawn by Scotty Young.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We'll be talking about him again.
Moving on.
Too. Moving on. Speaking of also new shows and things, the developments in new shows, of course, we all miss Breaking Bad, and AMC, understanding our pain, has, of course, already gone well into the way of its spin-off series, Better Call Saul, based off of arguably the best character other than Walter White or Jesse from the show. Well, it turns out, even though the first season hasn't even aired yet, they've already ordered season 2. Which goes right along with AMC's plan to do 12 seasons at least of Walking Dead. Seriously, they're going straight. I think I want to start a series on AMC. I'm under the impression that while I'm in the pitch, they'll automatically just okay 7 full seasons.
That depends. How well does your mouth work?
I do have very lusty lips. Who wants to ride the mustache?
Mustache Ride?
I do. I do.
Personally, when it comes to Better Call Saul, I'm a little, I'm worried because it's a prequel. But I have to watch at least, I think, the first season.
I'll do it, see how it goes.
Well said,
Good one,
Chase.
Jason.
He always says the most intelligent things. I feel like an idiot. Well, speaking of movie, going back to the NWA thing, speaking of movies where you have to recast real people, Lifetime is going to make a made-for-TV movie called The Unauthorized Saved by the Bell Story, which is exactly what that sounds like. I'm guessing it's going to be based off of Screech's memoirs and how he was an absolute dick.
Oh my God. Oh no.
No, don't blame me.
No.
I just shake my head at this point.
No. No. I mean, we're gonna. Oh God, I can't even. I'm having difficulty forming sentences. Just no. No.
That's all.
We've lost. Whoa, John.
Moving on.
Okay. And finally, for television, and this is why this is one of the things that turned the I owe you a beer into I owe you a six-pack here. David found this, and I will forever love him for it. In 2016, we are getting the return on Cartoon Network of the Powerpuff Girls.
Yes, we are. Red Letter Day. Red Letter Day. Huzzah.
Actually, I'd like to bring something up.
I have until 2016 to make a daughter.
I was going to say, I do need to bring another thing that's coming back up that I just spotted like literally 5 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Danger Mouse is coming back.
Yes. Right, DM, he's coming back, penfold and all.
I don't care if this means television's out of original ideas for kids. These are the ideas we need back, damn it. Somebody get me Mighty Mouse 2.
Yeah, no, Danger Mouse is coming out. I saw an article.
Where's Banana Man?
Oh, Banana Man!
Mighty Mouse. I am very upset that we have, like, I think 2 generations now of people who don't have the slightest clue about Mighty Mouse.
Who?
Here I come to save the day. Everyone should know that theme song.
Oh, you mean
they're
Andy
10
Kaufman.
years old.
Oh, you mean Andy Kaufman? Yeah, I'm not introducing my kids to Andy Kaufman yet.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. No, I saw that recently. That's hilarious. Anyway, going on to comic books, my area of expertise. Our suggestions for this week: Terry Moore's Rachel Rising, number 26, is a way of doing horror, and proof that for anyone who thinks he just writes chick comics, God, is this dude fucked up. Ms. Marvel, number 5, the only Muslim superhero on the market in America right now. All-Star Western, number 32, because Jonah Hex. Fantastic Four, number 6, because Jonah Hex. No, kidding. Brian K. Vaughan's Saga, number 20, and trust me, it's the comic I recommend more than any other comic out there right now. You should definitely be reading Saga. And also, this is the one where John's going to shake his head and say, why, God, why? But I have started picking up a new 52 book with Superman number 32 because it's Jeff Johns and John Romita Jr., and those names are just too good for me to not at least give a storyline a shot. Go ahead, John. Go ahead and say it.
Why, God?
My God, what have I done to John?
I think you broke him.
You passed. I think you passed your Max Headroom disease to him.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, God.
Oh, Chase gave me that gift a long time ago.
Well, considering the multiple women that you and I have shared over the years, we've pretty much got what the other has.
Oh, God.
Okay, moving on. Moving on. Moving on.
I'm gonna bring this up later, but apparently David is still going, still giving us stuff, man. We got something else later that we're gonna have to put into breaking news. Wow. Okay.
All right.
Moving on. First off, a momentous occasion has happened recently in comics. This is
They got good again?
they've been good for a while, dude. After all these years, there have been two characters that have been close to our hearts. They were very similar in many ways, but it wasn't until last week on Wednesday when they released Original Sin #4, the big crossover, the big company crossover event for Marvel, that we got this, and I have it right here. It's a close-up of the panel. The Punisher meets Rocket Raccoon.
Feed him beer and let him talk about guns.
I love this dialogue, too. You in what army, pal? If this is a joke, you picked the wrong guy to pull it off. I love everything about that panel.
I'm mad because you got me excited. I thought finally the Wonder Twins were coming back and getting their own comic.
What the fuck is wrong with you? You're getting on me about the Superman thing by a great creative team, and you bring that shit to... I don't care if it's a joke. There are some things you just don't... Dude, that's like saying Beetlejuice's name 5 times. We all know it's bullshit, but you might make it happen. Keep your trap shut!
I want it written by Frank Miller. I want to see how fucked up he can make it.
Jan will be spending almost the entire comic naked. And Jace probably will too. He likes drawing penises for some reason.
Yeah. I'm good.
As for the bigger news, which also has me just as excited, we are getting a really awesome crossover comic. Django from Django Unchained is having a crossover with Zorro.
Yes.
And if you're wondering what Quentin Tarantino has to say about this or how they got to do it, he is co-writing it.
Okay, so the bigger question is, how many white people are gonna die? How many? A lot. Violently.
I'm thinking a lot of really tan people, really, but yeah.
Oh, God.
There's a part of me that hopes they find a way to make it so this is more of like a side quest that he had so they could keep Dr. Schultz around, because I love Dr. Schultz. I kind of wish he had his own movie.
Mm-hmm. I just want to see how he became Dr. Schultz and what he was doing before he came to America.
God.
He's a well-trained Nigerian doctor.
Nigerian. He was German. Anyway, moving on. This is a whole new section because we don't mean for it to happen, but we keep seeming to get this constant theme. Let's let me get the music ready and prepare a moment of silence as I start our new section, obituaries. Hold on. It's weird to do this kazoo thing. You keep wanting to smile.
Focus, man. Focus.
I'm trying to focus.
There we go.
Well done, Evan. I felt like I was back in the picture shows of the 19 teens watching public service ads about how the Kaiser is winning the war.
Really? Because I was going more for a children's production of The Red Wedding.
He's a funny...
Same thing. Imperialist propaganda.
First off, I want to correct a mistake. I didn't find out about this until after our broadcast, and I feel bad about it. We had lost a great actress as well as an activist for civil rights. Ruby Dee had left us. You may remember her for those newer kids. She was basically Denzel Washington's mom in American Gangster, a.k.a. the last good movie that what's-his-name ever directed. I'm sorry, after The Counselor, I don't think I can remember his name anymore. It's something Scott. Ridley Scott, that's what it was. I'm not watching any more new movies from him. I'm going to pretend he stopped making movies around about that time. Mm-hmm. And also, we have lost Stephanie Kwolek, to which even the geekier among you were like, who? Stephanie Kwolek gave us Kevlar, a.k.a. the reason Batman's not dead yet. And the Punisher. And a lot of cops.
And a lot of soldiers.
And a lot of soldiers. Damn it, she gave us Bulletproof Vest and other various things. And may or may not have given us a Bulletproof Monk. I'm not sure yet.
Well, the Bulletproof Vest was actually invented before her time. She's just the inventor of Kevlar fabric, which was used exclusively in Bulletproof Vest after it was invented. But Bulletproof Vest did exist before. Yeah,
but the Bulletproof Vest beforehand were, oh god, those things were horrible. I remember reading about those ones. They were... Kevlar was a godsend. Moving on to video games. I decided to... These are just the two big ones because there's way too many and I just didn't want to go through the whole list. Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare. And because the nightmare will just continue, Transformers Age of Extinction. I haven't played any of the tie-in video games, but I feel like those are more about the Transformers than the movies are.
Well, I mean, the last good Transformers game I played was Rise of Cybertron.
Yep.
Freaking awesome.
Yes, indeed it was. No, it's just it goes to show that not only can they rape our childhood, but they're going to multi-platform this shit. They're going to take it beyond the movies and social media rape it, video game rape it, cartoon rape it. There's going to be a lot of rape going on.
Because why just go for the vagina when there's a perfectly fine hole located in their ass and in their mouths? Look, we can get all three at the same time. It'll be like that fucking Guinness commercial that only I have seen.
It's like sex with Kobe Bryant. Kick and scream all you want, but it's going to happen.
And then R. Kelly's going to come in and finish off with a nice golden shower, just to make you feel fantastic.
Yeah, then he's going to go in my closet and smell all my undergarments.
And then he'll hire Adam West as his defense attorney, and I'm going to be giving extra credit to whoever gets that joke. Now, and in terms of news, first up, the new Legend of Zelda as well as Hyrule Warriors are both up for pre-order, coming out when is it? September, October?
Still not enough for me to get a Wii U. Sorry, still not enough for me to want to get a Wii U.
We finally get open world Zelda. We finally get John porn. Finally get John. Jason, you know you want to hop on the.
I know what I want, and I know what my wife will let me have. Those are two different things. those are just.
You got a birthday coming up. Just fork out one of the blowjobs for a Wii U.
I'm asking everybody to pay off my college loans.
Speaking of Nintendo, it looks like they are making a comeback. They're there to remind Sony and Microsoft that they are simply tramping on the ground that they started. Okay, Atari started it, but they're the ones who just basically pissed on the ashes of Atari's grave. Anyway.
Yeah, they did.
And they decided to make that known in their E3 presentation. And what gave us the E3 presentation?
Oh, you have to love. You know what? Let's
Damn it, he's got max headroom again.
For 3 this year.
Mhm.
I said, let's look at a company that says, you know what, we're going to get Robot Chicken to do our presentation this year. That begins with a huge fight between the head of Nintendo Japan and the head of Nintendo USA. Huge action sequence between the two co-CEOs. Dear God, that's
Smash
brilliant.
Brothers style.
That was actually how they introduced a lot of the new Super Smash Bros. Features, including the ability to create your own Smash Bros. Character based on your needs.
Nice.
No, we lost to
Whoa.
Jason.
No!
He'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Moving on.
Moving on, we have science!
Science!
She blinded me with science!
Doo-doo. She blinded me with science.
First off, good news! We finally have a defense against the scourge that's been bothering us, particularly in the 80s when it was really like super popular, even though it had the crazy hair. The little thing called HIV, which for those, because there still seems to be way too many people who are still uninformed, HIV is not AIDS. AIDS is what you get when you don't have proper treatment for HIV. So, just a healthy reminder there. You can live with HIV. AIDS will kill you.
The more you know.
Anyway, well, we have basically a
Very sorry.
Oh, I'm a logo. Okay, we basically have a possible sort of vaccine for the HIV virus. We're testing it on rats. It's like an antiretrovirus or something like that. Antiretroviral injection, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and it's pretty much so far, it has worked 100% of the time in test, which is fucking good. For those who are immediately going to go that route because someone's going to do it, no. We are not saying this is an excuse to just have rampant, crazy sex. Rampant, crazy sex is an excuse to have rampant, crazy sex.
As long as it's done correctly and smart.
We are just saying, when it happens to you, or if it happens to you, it's the kind of thing you're not going to see coming. You can only prepare so much. And I'm not going to, let's just be honest. We've all had that. We're way too anxious and in the mood to put on a condom sex before. And then worried like crazy with our fingers and toes crossed for the next 2 or 3 weeks after. I'm just saying, shit happens. It's good to be prepared. Thank you for just being my yes man on that, John. God, Jason missed that. Well, he's going to be pissed if he misses this one. Moving on, more health news. It turns out the waste that is used to brew beer can actually be used to make grass for your bones in case of a major injury. By the way, folks, I'm sorry if you're having any trouble like getting any images or sound. I am guessing that may primarily be because we got some less than good weather in my end. John, are you there? John? Oh no. I have no idea what happened. Hold on. Alright. There we go. At least got my image back. Ah. Yeah, I'm sorry once again for any technical difficulties we may be having. What is going on? John? Yoo-hoo. John, are you there? Right on the air, how embarrassing. Anyway, Okay, we're just going to move on to more science news. Hopefully, our technical difficulties will be fixed. Yes, beer waste, I forget the exact term, the actual term for it, can now be used to create bone grafts, which is, of course, an excellent thing for anybody who need that, got a broken bone or something like that. Here. It sounds like I can hear John. I can't quite get him. I don't know what's going on there. Hopefully that'll be fixed soon. Anywho, moving on from that, for more strange news, we have found out that it turns out bears like to get oral sex. Scientists aren't entirely sure why, per se, though we can probably come up with some guesses ourselves. But, yeah, this is a brand new discovery. I honestly don't know how you... Well, I can imagine it's easy for the females to receive, how the males receive when with the teeth and the snout, and I already feel like I've put too much thought into this. If you will please excuse me as I look away occasionally from the screen. We do have other ways of communicating each other. And I'm trying to see if I can get a hold of John as I am all alone. And hopefully, like I said, we can get that fixed soon. There we go. Wondering what's going on there. That's very, very odd. We've never had this happen before. We've had... Wow. Well, hopefully, I can only say hopefully we'll have it fixed soon so much. And another thing is that ice sculptures have been found in Greenland that are the size of skyscrapers deep under the ground, or more specifically in the lower parts of a huge glacier. Okay, John has informed me that he has lost the connection, but he is trying to get it back on now. It's just you and me, audience. Alone, together. Hopefully, once again, that is not due to the weather, but we can never be too sure. Moving on. We have, of course, we have learned that apparently stress does have also a serious effect on children's DNA, which of course makes sense. For those who don't know, environment has a lot of effects on children's DNA. We are actually already, as a species, the modern human is programmed in a way to watch television, and this literally happened pretty much in the 50s when television became, it became more of the babysitter then. So this is not new. But hold on, gonna send a quick message to John. I see thing up. Video. Hopefully, this will all work out. It's funny. We've had difficulties. I mean, we're a little late and stuff before. I don't know what's going on. This has been a weird week. Wow. Hopefully, we'll have this all taken care of and fixed soon. But that settles it for science for right now. We'll move on to miscellaneous. I'm going to look on the bright side. It looks like I'll actually get some sleep tonight. A little bit. First of all, and this is, oh God, how this is entertaining. Dr. Oz has had to admit to a certain senator that, yeah, his diet is bullshit. It does not work. It's just a blatant cash grab. What a shocker, I know. I mean, this is what happens. Seriously, don't go to television for your medical advice, people. Why are you doing that? You lost your minds? It's a guy named Dr. Oz, for God's sakes. It sounds like he's a guy who's just gonna show you. He's gonna claim, "Hey, you want to see my swastika tattoo?" before he does something horrible to you in the showers, or just tell you something going on behind the screen, or both. But yeah, Dr. Oz, don't trust the dude. Do not trust him. He is all in it for the money, and now he's had to actually admit that to the government. Strange bit of sorry again, a strange bit of justice there from our justice system, but it takes what you can get. Also, John was pointing out to me this last night. This isn't much news because this happened with a lot of artists, but we found out there's a hidden self-portrait of Pablo Picasso located under that was found kind of on the other side under the main paints and everything of one of his paintings. This is, of course, a common thing, though. The art world's very aware of this. Artists are historically known for being not rich, so they have a tendency to just have to draw over stuff very quickly just because they don't have the resources to get new paper and stuff like that. I am very sorry. This is what happens when it's just me. Normally, I can have them talk and cover up my yawnings. Anyway, moving on. Amazon, still under miscellaneous, of course. Amazon has just announced their new Fire phone. This is probably the closest thing to decent competition I've seen to the iPhone so far. And yes, I know many of you are just going, just Apple sucks. But let's be honest, business is business, and they're doing business well, which is very odd. And this is speaking as a guy who has 2 Apple products. I don't understand why they make so much money off of a business model that seems to be working under the conceit that we still have a seller's market when we don't, unless you're buying Apple products. I'm baffled by their success. I'm contributing to it, admittedly, but baffled nonetheless. That makes any sense. But anyway, the Amazon Fire phone looks like the first chance that somebody has of taking the iPhone off its pedestal. It is expensive. It's probably the first time Amazon's produced something that's so expensive. It's like $600, give or take. But its main thing is, in apps, as far as apps are concerned, it's only the Android app similar to the Kindle Fire. It is called the Fire phone, after all. But its main thing is how it can basically just instantly, you can buy something online using this phone. This is the big deal. This is its main feature. This is what is apparently supposed to get you into this thing. So we got that going for us. The Amazon iPhone, that'll be out later. I suppose you can, if you're looking for a phone upgrade soon, you can go with that. And moving on past that to our final miscellaneous item before we move on to breaking news, we are here to congratulate Starbucks, who is basically giving a paid tuition to all of their employees. If you work for Starbucks and you want a college education, here's your chance. They're gonna pay it. It's awesome, and it's kind of practice. I hope more big businesses start doing. Here we are. We've reached a point now where big businesses. I don't know if they just somehow at some point crunched the numbers or just looked at the trends and said, hey, if we're nicer to people, it's better for business. Or if they really just stopped thinking about what's better for business, stopped thinking about whether or not it's going to be more profitable, and just said, we have enough money. Let's start doing good things. Too many companies just aren't doing that. I mean, no, just look at the freaking tobacco company and all the things they do and have done and continue to do. I need to sleep more. Or stop giving sentience to the coffee machine. Anyway, so that's it. Now this is the breaking news, the stuff that came out just after we've already done the rundown of this stuff. A little quick rundown. Hopefully we can get through this quick, because like I said, it's just me. I'm an arrogant prick, but my ego isn't so big that I don't have to think that I, by myself, am more entertaining than when I have at least one other person with me, especially John and Jason, who I've known for years. So I'm going to get through this quick, and then we'll end the podcast. First off, Frank Grillo will be returning for Captain America 3. For those who are like, who the fuck is that? That was the guy who was playing the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent that was constantly hunting down Cap throughout the movie. He had in the climax, he had a fight with Falcon And for those who aren't huge comic book nerds, you know, because too many people, I feel like, aren't too, even most comic book geeks aren't that familiar with Captain America and his rogue gallery outside of the Red Skull. He is called Crossbones in the comics, and now he actually has the burn scars of Crossbones. There's a good chance he'll be wearing the skull mask that he's famous for. Excellent villain. I really liked him in the movie. I am looking forward to seeing that character again. Also, this would have gone to science news. We had heard about it earlier. But scientists have successfully created a simulation of photons traveling through time. Now, you know what you mean, this is just a simulation. It's like, you know, here's a little diagram or a video or something, and it's like, oh, come on, that's not such a big deal. Actually, it fucking is. We are that much closer in our ongoing need to take Star Trek and turn it from science fiction to science fact, no matter how outrageous it may have seemed when it first started, because God knows there's tons of fucking time travel in that. Which, by the way, there's also a comic book about the Harlan Ellison story that is coming out, but I digress. But yeah, basically put, this is a step towards possible time travel. Right now, for those who don't know, the current theory is if it is possible to make a time machine, you will not be able to travel back further than the time machine's invention or the creation of the time machine. It's just the way it is. Otherwise, this is to explain why we don't have tons of time travelers around now, because let's be honest, if you made a time machine tomorrow, you'd be hanging around the past all the time, and the history books would be littered with your misdeeds. But yeah, this is a step in that direction. This means we could potentially send information to the future or the past. Hopefully, maybe one day, we might actually be able to get images from the past, be able to actually witness, in a way, the past. And you are back. Wow, you have no idea how much news I got through while you were gone. I've gone through pretty much half of the second half of science, all of miscellaneous, and I'm on the breaking news now. Can you hear me? Uh-oh, worried John can't hear me. Huh. That is weird. Okay. It's a good thing we're on our last story. Because it looks like... hold on. Quick message. But anyway. And this is our final story.
I can't hear a damn thing you're saying.
Yeah, he can't hear a damn thing I'm saying.
And I'm not that good at reading lips.
And he's not... Oh, of course not. Okay. Uh-oh, what was that? What went quiet? Hold on. Okay, it looks like I'm going to have to finish off without him due to his technical difficulties. I will give the usual shout out at the end of the episode. And you'll have to excuse me. This actually came up just as while we were actually already recording, broadcasting, and all that stuff. But this is pretty awesome, and that is that a new type of computer capable of calculating 640 terabytes of data in 1/1000th of a second has basically been created or conceived or something, and it's wow. You have no idea how big a deal that is. Basically put, probably your brain is the only thing in existence that could process information faster. And apparently it's just called the machine, being by Hewlett-Packard. It's not a server, workstation, PC device, or phone, but an amalgamation of all these things designed to cope with, yes, I am pretty much reading Dorothy off the article, designed to cope with the masses of data produced from the Internet of Things, which is the concept of a future network designed to connect a variety of objects and gadgets.
Oh, okay. Now I'm back.
You're back.
Yes, I can hear it now.
Okay, good. We're on the last story.
Okay.
I've already announced what it is, but just one more time, just for you. David put this up while we were actually already broadcasting, that there's a new type of computer being created by HP that is capable of calculating 640 terabytes of data in 1/1000th of a second. Go ahead, look impressed,
oh,
John.
Oh, God, I'm going to have to buy one of those. I am very impressed.
Yeah. Ooh, I think I may
Now,
have.
what is that going to retail for, I wonder?
That is an excellent question. I think I gotta do this manually. I think I may have accidentally undone the automatic video thing. But yeah, God, that's to say that's impressive is one hell of an understatement.
Yeah, exactly. As somebody who works for a computer company, that's impressive.
Yeah. Wow. That was our last story for the evening. We apologize to our viewers for the technical difficulties that we had during this. If it was preventable, we would have prevented it. We're going to give a shout out to Jason, who was on here for most of it before we lost him completely, and for giving us the best Max Headroom impression in possibly internet history.
Let us hope next week we can be devoid of technical difficulties.
Hopefully. I think really it was the weather on my end. We're having a lot of thunderstorms and stuff like that here in Raleigh, North Carolina lately, so that may be what's doing it.
It's the same out here in Dubuque, Iowa. We just all kind of got screwed.
I guess the Four Horsemen decided that your team should not be the ones playing them for your video series. They should be playing themselves.
Possibly. Well, I guess we'll see everybody same geek time, same geek channel next week.
Yep, Sunday at 9 Eastern Standard Time, of course. Until then, stay geeky, America. Stay geeky.